Hey everybody, my eyeglasses are fogging up, but this is Irene with BrainStormAcres, and I've been planning to do this tour for a couple of days, but I just finished another set of shoveling, and I decided it was time. Who was that mysterious man with a snow shovel?
I don't know.
Some guy who must have just dug out the kitchen door.
I haven't shoveled snow that deep, that high
In a long
many
time.
years.
In a long time. See you in a few minutes. Pretty. It's gorgeous out here. In the yard, all you can hear is birds chirping because they're so excited about the food and water we put out for them. Hey everybody, my eyeglasses are fogging up, but this is Irene with BrainStormAcres, and I've been planning to do this tour for a couple of days, but I just finished another set of shoveling, and I decided it was time. So obviously I'm in the greenhouse, and that stuff that shows on the wall as shadows is actually snow. And that means that the snow that was up on top has slid off, which it usually does. But let's take a look. Now, back in, I think it was November, but it could have been earlier. I'll actually check. I started a bunch of seedlings in the house. And then I planted them out here. And we were forecast to have a mild fall and winter. Okay, that sounds really good because they were saying 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we usually have. Well, 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we usually have in the winter is the difference between being able to grow really fragile plants and being able to just grow some of the tougher ones. And they have been so wrong this year, so wrong, it's ridiculous. So let's start down here. I'm actually going to harvest a few things while I'm in here today. I started harvesting radishes the other day, and Henry assures me they are delicious. So there's one there. And most of what is in here is a brassica, to be honest. These are jade cross, which is Brussels sprout. And we have the worst damage I have ever seen on brassicas in here. Seriously, it's just awful. There's a lot of leaf damage. There's this funny curled up stuff is because the leaves have actually frozen solid too many times. We have some onions that, believe it or not, seem relatively happy despite everything. This is pak choi. I'm going to harvest a bunch this coming week. We want to make some chicken soup or turkey soup, and I'll thin them out. But I'm also going to start a bunch more because it's just been so cold that they've got quite a bit of damage on them, which is very unusual for them. Last year I was able to grow all winter with no damage, but we're still getting stuff, so I guess I can't complain too much considering. These are rutabagas, and these are more radishes down in here. These are not ready. We have tiara cabbage in here, tiara cabbage in here, tiara cabbage there. Now, there are some empty spots in here. There's one plant died in here and 2 or 3 died in there. They just couldn't deal. The spinach, on the other hand, despite everything, is looking really pretty happy. At this rate, we'll probably have a spinach salad in about another week or 2, depending on our temperatures. So, can't complain about that. Let's see. These are Atlantis, which is a mini broccoli. And they have also sustained horrific damage, but still managed to stay alive somehow. I'm not sure how. I'm just scarfing up a few. I'm going to keep this separate. We're letting Henry taste the radishes and see if he can tell the difference. I know he can, but we're trying a couple of new varieties this winter. There we go. They don't have to be giant, but it is fun to pick fresh things in the middle of the winter. This winter has been the most challenging pain in the patootie ever. Let's see, so the ones in my right hand are Sora radishes. The ones in my pinky, that's a champion. And this guy is going to be a crunchy king. Yeah, that'll be enough. Let's see, so these are mini broccoli. These are Emerald Crown, which is regular broccoli. And obviously these small things in here are all different radishes. This is Jade Cross, which is a Brussels sprout. And these are actually, believe it or not, making sprouts. They're not, I don't think they're being tight enough, but you can see this funky stuff at the bottom here. They've started to try and make sprouts. Haven't decided exactly what to do about that. Now, these guys here, some of which look a little not great, are actually in great shape. These are kohlrabi, and I actually need to harvest. Well, I took that phone call as an opportunity to have 2 hands, after I finished with the phone call, obviously, and to cut some kohlrabis. As you can see, there's a ton of them in here, and they're into all different sizes. And all I usually do is I come through and I pull out any rotted leaves because I don't want to encourage things, but bad things, that is. Anyway, so I have 3 decent sized kohlrabi plants here, and the bulb is what we eat, although some of these leaves may be good enough. We sometimes eat the leaves as greens. These are peas over here, and there have been a few deaths, which is not shocking considering how frozen we've been. But if the weather forecast had been the way they said it was going to be, like if it really did stay 5 to 10 degrees warmer, this would be a whole different thing. But it didn't, and there's not a darn thing we can do about it. Now, my plan is I am starting to harvest radishes. I am starting to harvest kohlrabis. Probably the beginning of next month, I will start planting seedlings again. I may do it, yeah, because next month is almost here. So I will probably next week or the week after start some new seedlings. I'm going to be harvesting a bunch of the pak choi anyway. So I figure I'll take like the big one here and that one and probably this one and, you know, every other one or something in there, and we're going to make a giant thing of soup. We're also past what we could call our Persephone period. In other words, our daylight is now more than 10 hours a day of daylight. So that's very helpful. The minute, I swear, it was like you flipped a switch. The minute we got past that point, it was just enough to really help the plants do better. So Yeah, very mixed bag, but it's not a total loss at all. I'm actually going to plan things a little differently next year, and heaven knows what we'll have by next fall when it's time for heaters and other things too. We may have completely reorganized ourselves again. You could never tell. Because we're always looking for new solutions. So I am very pleased with these spinach, though. They are looking great. This is a spinach salad in the making. I give it 2 weeks and we'll have a nice little spinach salad. I don't like to pick them down too hard when the weather's been rough on them, but they're really perking up now. And I gave them some micro boost the other day because spinach really likes boron. And wow, it was like zip zap. All of a sudden they really greened up, so they must have needed something, which doesn't shock me. So until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come on back. Hopefully I'll look a little more finished next time. But we've been shoveling snow all day, and most of the snow is now falling off the north side of the house, so we were able to clear the paths there without the fear of them getting stuffed again. In fact, I was able to actually get a video on my phone today of a section of the roof snow falling off, which is always really awesome as long as you're not underneath it. So until next time, bye.